What is going on with Need for Speed right now? Okay, there's a lot of news going around talking about Need for Speed, the future of Need for Speed, what EA is talking about Need for Speed, what they think their vision for Need for Speed, the future is about. There's a lot of stuff going on about Need for Speed 2022 right now, and just the future of the series in general. Should you be worried? Let's deep dive right in. Howdy, hi ho, everyone. Craptastic Jack here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking Need for Speed 2022. Now, we're gonna do a quick recap here of a bunch of the events that have transpired over the past year. So, early 2020, and we're talking January 2020, EA actually closed Ghost Games. They basically closed them right after they'd released Need for Speed Heat. So, unfortunately, because of that, we got like no post-launch content. And they basically handed the keys to the Need for Speed Kingdom over to Criterion. And right after this happened, the thing happened. I'm not gonna say what the thing is, unless you're living under a rock. Everyone knows what the thing is, but I don't want to get demonetized, so we're not gonna talk about that, okay? But anyway, the thing happened. Need for Speed early leaked footage got leaked, like early pre-alpha footage got leaked like last summer, and yeah, nothing. Just nothing until this past couple weeks when EA a couple months ago actually said that Criterion is delaying Need for Speed 2022, which blew everyone's mind considering like I can't think of the last time a Need for Speed game got like actually delayed. I can't think of the last time that happened. So Need for Speed 2021, well, Need for Speed 2022 now is delayed. Because Criterion is off helping DICE make the next Battlefield game. And side note, I'm very excited for Battlefield. I'm hoping it's a modern-ish shooting game. I mean, I am very sad inside that Criterion went off to delay Need for Speed to help make Battlefield. But it leads me to believe that EA has a all-hands-on-deck situation right now. And I'll more on that in just a second. And then in late 2020, early 2021, we got news that EA bought Codemasters with the sale finalizing in February. The other day, EA actually had an investors call and someone asked them about Need for Speed. And they talked about, Andrew Wilson pretty much said that Need for Speed is far from forgotten and will absolutely be a meaningful part of the future for EA, which is very nice to hear. And here's the big one. With the culmination of EA and Codemasters, we can actually expand and extend and enhance an interesting franchise. An interesting franchise being Need for Speed. Now, how will this all work? Because a couple days later, Codemasters, there's an article regarding them talking about EA was pretty much going to be leaving Codemasters alone, similar to what they're doing with Respawn Entertainment, the developers of Titanfall and Apex Legends, kind of letting them do their own thing, you know? Like providing them funding and everything, but and like resources, but letting them to their own devices, you know? So that kind of contradicts what was previously said a couple days ago during that investors call. Again, I'm more of an optimistic person most of the time. I'm more of an optimistic person. So I can kind of see how Codemasters will still end up benefiting the Need for Speed franchise, you know? EA within buying Codemasters, pretty much bought access to their engines, their licenses, their assets, their models. Like, they pretty much bought all that, you know? So EA probably has access to all of those things, you know? And again, this is all complete speculation. I don't see a situation where EA, especially Criterion, when they're developing the next Need for Speed game, isn't going to go over to Codemasters and use some of their assets, you know, maybe even use their engine. Probably not with this Need for Speed game, but I'm talking future Need for Speeds. They have access to all these assets, all these models, all these licenses, you know. I don't see a scenario, a realistic one at least, where EA doesn't use or like take advantage of all the new assets and resources that they bought, you know. They bought Codemasters for a reason, and that reason was racing games, okay? And it's not like Need for Speed's a dead and forgotten franchise. Need for Speed is still the top seller, even to this day on the PlayStation, Xbox, and all that, you know? Like, a lot of people still play Need for Speed games. You know, a lot of casual people still play Need for Speed. And that means a lot of money coming in. So it makes sense for EA to invest a little more into their racing game portfolio. And that's probably why they bought Codemasters. Not necessarily just for Dirt F1 and Grid, those are definitely reasons, but not just for those reasons. But they also definitely want to bolster a lot of their already existing racing games, you know? And that main racing game franchise that they have being Real Race, I mean Need for Speed. What a shitty joke, man. And even going post Battlefield, once Battlefield's done, released, Criterion goes back to Need for Speed, I do not see a realistic scenario where Codemasters doesn't help Criterion or assist them in some way, you know? I mean, Codemasters, they're known for a few things, okay? One, making Hospital Tycoon, a great game by the way, and two, making some pretty dang good racing games. And, you know, I don't see a situation where someone else at EA is making a racing game and Codemasters doesn't lend a hand in some form or fashion, you know? Even with Codemasters being able to do what they want, I don't see a situation where they don't help Need for Speed or Criterion in some capacity. I mean, another example would be, if we're trying to draw parallels here, Respawn. Respawn can do whatever they want according to EA, but they still made a Star Wars game. Granted, it was a single player Star Wars game and it was really good. They didn't have to make a Star Wars game, but they wanted to. Just because Codemasters can pretty much do what they want according to EA doesn't mean they can't help Need for Speed, you know? It doesn't mean they can't help Criterion. Again, this is a lot more of an optimistic standpoint, you know? I cannot see a realistic future where Codemasters doesn't help Criterion or EA with Need for Speed in some form or fashion, you know? And who knows, now they also have Slightly Mad Studios under Codemasters. So now EA owns, in some like twist of fate, the EA owns Slightly Mad again, or like we could see Slightly Mad. I can kind of see Slightly Mad also working on Criterion. I can see, like, again, I don't see a realistic situation where Criterion is not helped by either Codemasters or Slightly Mad or just some studio that EA has just acquired, okay? Especially now that we're seeing games being a lot harder to make, requiring a lot more manpower, you know? Battlefield, with the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 6, being an all-hands-on-deck situation for EA right now, I'm seriously hoping that EA returns the favor when it's Need for Speed's turn. I'm hoping that Need for Speed 2022 becomes an all-hands-on-deck situation. And I'm hoping with EA making all these like development studios go and work on other projects, I'm seriously hoping that EA will do the same for other franchises. And other franchises, I'm of course talking about Need for Speed. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Be sure to leave your comments in the comment section down below. That's it for me tonight. I need a glass of water because I am parched. But that's it for me tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night, everyone.